So you've probably seen influencers come out in full force about how you can make money using ChatGPT. But the truth about it is that ChatGPT on its own is not going to magically print you money, although you can try to ask it to do so. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Baking Analyst channel. Today we're going to be talking a bit about the 3 feasible ways you can make money with ChatGPT, and then ranking them in increasing order of difficulty. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around till the very end of this video, because the highest difficulty option is also likely to be the most sustainably profitable, especially as more and more people figure this stuff out. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into today's video. The first way that you can make money off ChatGPT is going to be to integrate ChatGPT into your own workflow. A very big part of this is the idea of prompt engineering, which you might have heard of before. Prompt engineering is this idea that if you feed AI good quality prompts, it will deliver more valuable responses. Let's have a look at a worked example of how this will work. So let's say you are a social media manager, you want to have ChatGPT write you a Twitter thread. But instead of just telling it to write you a Twitter thread, tell it to write a catchy Twitter thread on, say, artificial intelligence in 2022, including an emoji per line and limiting each sentence to 10 words. So you already specify very clear parameters for it to follow so that it gives you a predictable response. So as you see right now on screen, ChatGPT is giving a much more colorful response than it usually would. And this is probably the best way to illustrate how this whole prompting thing works. Other applications of this could include things like, for instance, if you're a long-form article writer, you might want to prompt it to write things in article format or even provide references. So that is one way you can integrate ChatGPT into your own workflow, which is something to remember because this comes back in the third way that you can make money with ChatGPT. The second way you can make money with AI and ChatGPT is to actually not just use these AI tools, but also combine them with existing tools that you use to streamline your overall workflow and add value that way. So one way that I've used ChatGPT in my own side business, which is a copywriting agency involving a number of subcontractors, one thing that I often need to do is to forward an email onto the subcontractor. But before I do that, I need to process that email a bit. So doing things like stripping out the original client info, as well as changing the title here and there. So ChatGPT can actually help you automate this, not in this interface itself, but what you can do is ask it to write you, say, a Google Apps script that automatically forwards things with an attachment to a particular address and strips out all the info. And as you see, once you press enter, ChatGPT will start writing up some code. You can go ahead and test it. And if it works, you just built yourself a solution to automate part of your entire job. So that's just one example. I've also used ChatGPT to do things like build Excel macros and save a whole lot of time. So that is one thing you can do as well. And so that is the second way you can make some money, get some value off of ChatGPT, and free up some time to do something else. Now, apart from combining ChatGPT, for instance, with Google Apps script or existing Microsoft apps, what you can also do is combine multiple AI tools. So for example, if you're a content creator or you have a faceless YouTube channel somewhere, you can use things like AI generated voices. And as you hear this,
the most realistic and versatile AI speech software.
So as you heard from that sample, that is quite a more realistic voice than, the typical text to speech. And what's more, this 11 Labs platform also allows you to clone your own voice. So that is insane. And in fact, if you're not too fussed about resolution, you can even do the whole lip sync thing if you put your face on videos. That completely takes you out of the entire equation of making a video. Although personally, I would say that this is not ready for prime time just yet, just due to the low resolution of this wave to lip thing. But once that improves, well, we are going to see some scary stuff. Anyway, now let's move on to the third way that you can make money feasibly with AI, and that is also the most difficult way to do so. However, the bright side is that because it's difficult, it is also the one that is likely to yield the highest and most sustainable amount of profit for those who can exploit it. And that is to make use of API integrations. The idea of it is to go over to the AI app documentation, copy the actual code that allows you to interact with the API, and combine that with prompt engineering in order to generate a product that delivers value for whoever your customer is. So for example, in this case, just as a test, I have gone ahead and copied this entire prompt. These lines of code are from the OpenAI documentation. Over here, we have the question in these variable brackets. That's what the user is going to input. And then I've added on another sentence that appends to the end of every prompt that is submitted to OpenAI. And that is to write in paragraph form and include some references so you can see where this is going. This is just an example of what you can do with the API. So if you've crafted a really good prompt in step step 1. You can then take that prompt, add it onto the end of everything that a user is input, and then build a front end that will deliver you the results in a consistent manner. As you see over here, we do have an academic sounding paragraph right over here. You could do this thing with Twitter threads. You can do this thing with articles. It is only limited by the ingenuity of the prompt that you can develop for yourself. Now, this on its own is a little more complex of a process, and that will likely take an entire separate video to actually go through if there is demand for that. But all in all, those have been the 3 feasible ways you can make money with AI, either by adding value to your own existing workflow or creating a new startup or business. Now, personally, I have tried a combination of these 3 methods, and if you want to find out how much I made in 30 days with this method, you're going to want to check out this video over here where I talk about exactly that. All in all, I hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you liked it, do leave a like down below and consider subscribing to this channel. While we started out as a crypto channel, at the end of the day, crypto is just one building block within the overall financial well-being framework, and that is why we are coming out with this kind of off-cycle content about trending ways to better your financial position. So hopefully you like this kind of content. Let me know in the comments down below, and with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.